Since London won the bid for the 2012 Olympics, it's not just been British athletes working overtime for domestic success, but British business too. Construction is well underway at the Olympic Park, with a daily workforce of nearly 10,000.
Around $8 billion worth of business has already been won through the 2012 Games. 98% of those companies are UK-based businesses, and they are from sort of across the UK.
It's the Olympic Delivery Authority who are responsible for delivering the Olympic Park, and so far it's on time and under budget.
Our basic budget is about $9 billion, and then we have a contingency of another $3 billion on top of that. So our total is $12 billion, of which 3 is contingency. We're on target. Our current estimate is that we will not require all the $9 billion, that will make a saving of about $1 billion, and we're on time.
Over 1,000 UK businesses have so far won construction contracts to help build the venues and infrastructure for the Games. While many are major construction companies, the trickle-down effect means nearly 70% of these contracts have gone to British SMEs.
Every size of company has benefited, from companies with turnovers annually of several $billion down to companies with turnover of probably $1 million. We've let 1,000 contracts as the ODA, and those have been what we call the Tier 1 contracts, but those Tier 1 contracts then lead to tens of thousands of Tier 2 and Tier 3 subcontracts.
Which is of course crucial for the economy at large. SMEs account for around half of the UK's workforce and total GDP, the backbone of the country's wealth generation. One example is glazing and cladding specialists Prater, who are supplying the cladding to the main stadium.
This is the first project that we secured, which has a value of around $7.5 million. Subsequent to that, we've secured a further 3 projects, which have a combined value of around $25 million.
That equates to 20% of annual turnover, a podium-level contract in any year, never mind in a recession.
For us, obviously with the global downturn, the importance of the Olympic Park has obviously become more acute. So the fact that we're able to undertake projects of this size with a financial commitment from the clients is extremely important.
Although that financial commitment did hang in the balance for a moment when private sector finance pulled out of both the Olympic Village and Broadcasting Centre.
Because of the credit crunch, they could not provide finance on anything like competitive terms. And so the decision was made that we would finance the village and the Broadcasting Centre from public funds, and those we found from our contingency and from savings that we'd made elsewhere on the park.
However, the recession has also had some unexpected benefits.
Competition has been a lot fiercer. Labour has been more available, inflation has not been as high. So the recession in a way has benefited us.
And, recession or not, the Olympic start date of the 27th of July 2012 is not a deadline to miss.
It really does concentrate the mind, and something that every staff member that works on this job is very acutely aware of.
Well, most of the contracts so far have been in the field of construction. As the deadline approaches, there'll be more and more diverse business opportunities.
As you'd imagine, so far the focus has been quite highly on the construction side, but that's going to change very much between now and 2012, and all kinds of companies are going to benefit, from catering to information services to uniform manufacturers. So it's really important for companies to start thinking about it now.
And it's as the Games themselves approach that the benefits are expected to filter out to a whole range of companies.
You've got 10,000 athletes here throughout the Olympics, wanting leisure facilities, wanting food, wanting haircuts, for example, but also, more importantly, 100,000 visitors a day in London wanting hotel accommodation, wanting those small ticket items, those discretionary spends as it were, that can increase the turnover of London's economy by 10 to 20%.
And of course, modern Olympics are not just about building solely for the Games. Legacy is equally as important.
The Olympic Park Legacy Company will have a major long-term plan to continue to develop the park. So more housing will go on the park, more commercial buildings will go up on the park. We'll have to change some of the infrastructure for legacy as opposed to Games use.
Yet, in the light of Greece's current financial problems and the famously negative economic fallout from the 1976 Montreal Olympics, when the city was left with $2.7 billion of debt that it's still paying off, will London's legacy really be beneficial?
We believe that for London it will be positive. The point, of course, is to keep the momentum after the Olympic Games have been and gone.
As such, British business will have to be both flexible and athletic if it really wants to turn Olympic endeavour into gold.